Yo, what's going on, guys? It is time for another reaction video. We got BYOB, Rochelle, and Dwight in the house. We got Candace Shields of Society of Royals in the house. If you guys didn't watch the two previous videos we reacted to Hyren as well as Suicide. So this is the third one we're doing. They're here to film a podcast episode, so make sure to check out the podcast episode 2. It's called Don't Do It.
Don't do it.
And it is about the topic of everything we're watching in this video. So that's why we're watching these videos ahead of the podcast episode. So the podcast is going to be dealing with Suicide, aka Don't Do It. So you guys ready to check out for Joe?
Let's do it.
All right.
For Joe. Breathing.
Okay, can we just take a moment to talk about his range? Okay, because this is now my third Ren video, and we've gone from the guitar to now we're on the piano. Like, hello, and listen to that melodic voice. Are you serious?
Yes. And then,
I am completely mesmerized.
Could you imagine what she would do when she saw the reggae music?
Oh,
wait, he does reggae music? Shut up! She knows what I'm talking about. The range on this, Ren is completely
multi-talented.
Yes, I love that. I love a multifaceted artist. Like,
yep. That's actually how I usually tell people. I was like, I'd say he's a multifaceted musician. That's how I like when I reach out to people to come book and do the reactions. I say there's a freestyle rapper that's arguably the best at it, and there's another musician. It's a multifaceted musician, and he can't really put him in a category. Yeah. And you just said it.
I'm blown away. Like, totally has gained a fan in me today. I'm telling you.
And I like his backgrounds,
the skyline,
his green screens, the lamp of the bottle right there.
That ain't a green screen. He's actually performing there.
Oh, see, I like it.
Where's this at, Melvin?
Somebody told me it's obviously in the outskirts of I don't know what city, but it's they're rooftop or on the top of a parking garage or something like that.
Okay.
I would have to go back and look because when I did the reaction to this, somebody commented with the exact location.
There's a dome in the background, so I'm sure if you see what dome that is, you'd be
and this little steeple here. Yeah, I don't want to.
Nice
say. You guys tell us in the comments. Remind me again where this is. My apologies for not remembering.
It's beautiful space.
Yeah.
It's deep.
It's hard to take off from the ground when your wings are cut. Your stomach burns when you're drinking from an empty cup. You know the entire ocean came from my tear ducts. I see the world through Fibonacci sequences and double Dutch. I guess there's some that's born lucky, there's some that's not. I tried to cut away my bitterness, hatchet job. I locked my youth inside the trunk, inside the pickup truck, then dumped that whole thing over that same bridge the night you jumped. I think about that sometimes, vividly. What it felt like to look down and see tranquility. One sudden movement in a world of possibility. Only one movement to expose our fragility.
I'm just now realizing this is the same as what was at the end of the last one.
Yep.
I can't remember though if he adds more or not, because I didn't realize that the first time I watched it, because I didn't do them back to back.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
Yes, exact same lyrics.
Yep.
Sudden movement in a world of possibility. Only one movement to expose our fragility. I fucking miss you, and I miss myself. I miss thinking we were indestructible as hell. I miss chilling by the pier cave and kicking back with Callum, Hugo, Justin, Sega, Stevie and the fucking lads. I miss missing that. I numb myself to close the gap. I never even call them up. Distance is my plaster cast to tell the truth. The day you jumped, my childhood jumped too. But I still can't find the anger. All I find is missing you, man, I miss you. With all my rhymes, I picture running 5 minutes quicker, I'm right on time. I picture pulling you back over the edge and then we're crying and holding you my...
His friend jumped.
Yeah, from a bridge, yeah. And
Didn't he say in the other one they didn't find the body?
Yeah, they never found the body. I can't remember if he got the phone call directly or if the person that was Joe called somebody else and then that person relayed the info to Ren. But as soon as Ren found out, he tried to get there as quickly as he could, but unfortunately had already jumped. And yeah, they never located the body.
Wow.
The money he's been raising for his treatment, because he had a GoFundMe, he donated, I believe it was $21,000 to the local search team that tried to find his body because they're volunteers. So that was his way of kind of giving back, and he did it in tribute to Joe and also for Joe's parents.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Brother, and telling you that it's fine, not the way that it worked. I was late like a jerk. There's not a day where I can find a way to break from the hurt. Your body missing, so we never got to wave to the hearse. I hope you're listening. I love you, man. I miss you, absurd. Fuck. Another domino, it falls. Across the way another's born. How you're supposed to raise a child and give it courage from a storm. In a world that is confusing, contradictions pave our flaws. Some will say we're only human, others judge us for our flaws. Some get born in sheets of satin, some get by in tattered clothes. Some will die before they live. That's just how the story goes. But for those of us still with us, who reside inside our hearts, tell them proudly how you feel. And for those of us who aren't, freckled angels stand strong. Freckled angels live on. Freckled angels climb higher. Freckled angels still inspire. Freckled angels won't forget you. Teach me to live my life better. 13 years and still I miss you. Now my wings are missing feather. Otherwise I'd come and join you. But for now I'm here on earth, stuck inside this mortal body. But for everything it's worth, made me braver, made me wiser, made me stronger, made me true, made me face the world with courage. And that's all because of you.
That's so deep.
Freckled angels laugh the hardest, and their hearts, they are the largest. With their wings, they fly the farthest. So I know you're gonna be okay. Freckled angels live the longest, and their minds, they are the strongest. Oh, their friends, they are the fondest. So I know you're gonna be okay.
Wow.
Wow, Ren.
That got me in the feels.
So, a couple of things to explain. He has a album and a song titled Freckled Angels. Let me see if it's in releases, I think. Yeah. So this album, and I think there's a track called Freckled Angels. That's a picture of Joe there on the album cover, those freckles. So he refers to Joe as his freckled angel.
God, I see it.
Wow.
Because when I did some of the songs from this, there's no music video. It's just the audio.
Yeah.
And so I asked basically, does anybody know what who the picture is? And they're like, that's Joe, and that's where the term freckled angels comes from. So
Wow.
Wow.
He left me speechless with this one. Like, he left me absolutely.
I saw your face. You look like you're about to cry over there. I was like, here's the Kleenex, Rochelle.
Yeah.
Yeah, it took me on an emotional roller coaster with this one because I had like a lot of different emotions and feelings watching this. But he's so positive in every situation that he's been through. He knows how to express himself on a whole different level. Look, I'm lost for words. Like,
Yeah.
he knows how to really express himself on a whole different level, and he knows how to show people, yeah, I've been through that, but I'm here now and I'm explaining it to you, and I'm not I feel more comfortable talking about it. Maybe I don't know if he feels more comfortable talking about it right now, but through his music, he's definitely getting the message across.
Yep.
Wow. I'm speechless. All right, Ren.
I agree. That one was deep on a lot of levels because it is an expression of his pain, right? But it's also when you listen to it and you think about it, freckled angels, I see the physical picture of Joe who is freckled. But when you think about freckles back before, not now people put freckles on when they don't even have them.
Yeah.
But it used to be considered a flaw. And when you think of flawed angels, they live the longest, they laugh the hardest. You know, like when you think about that, it's basically we are all flawed, right? So you have those people we consider angels on earth, right? That are there to help encourage and inspire and to motivate you. And he is one of them. Yes. I mean, think about it. Think about his struggle and what he's going through and how he takes that to say that I'm still here. So I still serve a purpose and this is my purpose and I'm going to deliver it to you the only way I know how, you know, and I commend him totally for that.
At such a young age, he's been through so much, in my opinion. Like, just listening to like the few songs that we've listened to and like the reaction videos that we've done in the past, you can see like how much he's actually been through, and he keeps going. He doesn't give up. He's still like.
When I seen all those pills that he was taking, on a daily basis, it was like, wow.
Could you imagine that? And he does two times a day.
Yeah, and it was like a handful.
Think of how just a handful of, even if they're vitamins, like how that makes you feel. Like sometimes they don't make you comfortable, or the side of it. In his were medications.
Yeah,
he has a lot that he could complain about, but he's made the decision not to.
Yeah.
And that's part of what's so inspiring. And I don't know if he realizes how inspirational, especially considering going back to the topic of suicide. There's so many people, youth today. We focus on youth in our organization, but just when you think about the number of youth that take their lives, and it's because they don't feel like there's another way. And this is a person who has gone through tremendous issues in his life and is choosing to overcome them. And it's not stopping him. Not only it may hinder him physically at times, but he hasn't let it stop his dreams. He's still making music. He's still going out to inspire people. Mm-hmm. He's still working. He's still living. Mm-hmm. He's still doing things. And there's so many people that aren't even there. You know, we live in a society where we can let the slightest inconvenience stop us and halt us from moving forward in life. Like, I can't go on and live my dream because I put this out and nobody liked it. Yeah. Nobody shared it. Nobody bought my product on day one. You know, I expect to be like Rihanna and put out a lipstick line and go for. That's not real life. You know, we get so caught up in that we will allow any excuse to stop us from moving forward and feel like everything is owed to us by the world. And here's a person who is physically, mentally going through, you know, some real life stuff, some heavy stuff. And it's like, but I'm good.
Yep.
Yeah. I have this passion to make music. I'm not going to let this stop me. You know, and that in itself is so inspiring. That's the kind of thing that we need to see more of, so that our youth can see, you know what, somebody else is going through and they can overcome it. I can too. So kudos to you, Ren.
Do not give up. Do not give up. Don't let anything get you. My grandfather, like I said, lived to be 100 years old. And one of his favorite affirmations, nothing gets me down.
Yeah.
Nothing gets me down. So you go with life like that and just know that the problem is only temporary.
Yeah.
Yep. So one thing to point out, Candace, too, is that I didn't tell you earlier, Ren is self-taught on the guitar. And you were talking about, you know,
I mean, you already made me a fan. You don't have to, you know, you don't even have to.
What made me think about it is how you were talking about, even though he's dealing with these illnesses and these things, he doesn't let them hold him back. Well, in a lot of his early days of treatment, he was bedridden quite a bit of the time. And you could sit there in the bed and be depressed and sleep, or watch, you know, binge watch television and just do nothing. Or you could do what Ren did, which was teach himself how to play a guitar. And a lot of that he did by watching YouTube videos and playing them in slow motion to watch the hand movements. And that's how he learned to play guitar. So he's also self-taught on piano.
That's so inspiring.
Yeah.
Yeah. So even at his lowest of low times, he used his time constructively to create an outlet for himself and to grow.
That's right.
That makes me think of Vincent Van Gogh. So my daughter, yes, my 9-year-old, has a favorite artist, and it's Vincent Van Gogh. So she's done a lot of research on him. And something I didn't even know that she taught me was that a majority of his work was done while he was in a psych ward, in his bed. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and a lot of people think that what killed him was the ear thing, but in reality, it is assumed that he died because of malnutrition because he was so passionate and caught up in his work. The flip side of that was that he stopped eating because he was so focused on getting these works out, but he was in a psych ward when the majority of his works were created. Some of his most famous, like A Starry Night, he was looking out of the window and was inspired the window of the psych ward to paint that. Yeah.
Crazy.
I know.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, we hope you guys have been enjoying these Ren videos. You guys tell me, are we going to go into the podcast at this point, or is there other?
Let's go into the Don't Do It seminar, because this is we ready.
We got all this fresh on our mind.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep.
All right. So guys, I'm actually, if you're seeing these Ren videos, the podcast is actually being released before the videos. So go back and watch the podcast. You know what? Scratch that. We're gonna put this out in order. We're gonna do the Ren videos first, and then we're gonna put the podcast out right after this video.
Boom, Melvin on the mic,
because
baby.
we've been talking about the podcast, right? And so I think it would make more sense for them to just do the journey in the order that we're filming. So you guys following this video, it's gonna be, like he just said, Melvin on the mic podcast episode, dropping immediately after this video. So go check that out. We're gonna continue the conversation we've been having about depression, about suicide. If
you want the techniques, you want the technology, you want the inspiration, you want the motivation, tune in to this next podcast, the Don't Do It seminar with the Society of Royals. Shout out to Candace Shields in the building, baby.
What he said.
Right. All of that.
All right, guys. Well, we're going to wrap it here. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the things, and we will see you in the podcast.
Bye.
In a minute.